Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another production of ParkTV Sports 16 on location. Tonight, I am Robert Christensen broadcasting from the St. Louis Park High School, and we're bringing you quarterfinal playoff in the sixth quadruple A here at St. Louis Park. We have in this round and in this match tonight, the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles visiting the St. Louis Park Orioles. Bloomington Kennedy, you can see, comes in with a 12-14 record, and the Orioles are having a great year at 17-9. Both these teams met twice in the last 5 weeks. St. Louis Park beat Kennedy at Kennedy on January 25th by 20 points, and then they just played 8 days ago right here in this gymnasium, and St. Louis Park had a much more difficult time only beating them by 5. So they've beaten them 2 times coming into this. Can St. Louis Park beat them a 3rd time this season? It's always difficult to beat a team that comes in when you've already got 2 wins. That sooner or later, the law of averages may catch up. So tonight, we have a great matchup here between the 4th-ranked St. Louis Park Orioles and the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. So they've just announced the starting lineups, and we're about to begin here in just a few minutes. Now, looking at the Kennedy team coming in here, their leading scorer is Zariah March, number 15. She comes in averaging 17.2 points per game, and the leading scorer for St. Louis Park coming in, it's much more balanced. Their leading scorer is Lindsay Olson at 10.5. She's got a high of 23. However, there are 4 other players all within a 9 to 10 point per game average. So the balancing scoring against the Zariah March, the 17.2. If St. Louis Park can defensively answer her and keep her below her average, they should win the game tonight. So we'll see what happens in just a few minutes here. We're about to begin. St. Louis Park is on the floor. The starting lineups for them are as follows. Number 15 is Sophie Ullman. Also starting number 32, that's Kendall Coley, along with number 14, Lindsay Olson. And also out there is number 21, Jordan Turek. Those are your starting 5 for your St. Louis Park Orioles. And we're about to begin. And the opening tap goes to St. Louis Park. That is number 31 with it, Shayla Miller. That's the 5th starter, and she right away turns the ball over with a travel. So early break here, first turnover already for St. Louis Park. Not the start that they wanted to get off to. I'm sure Arsenio Richardson hopes for better, but we're just underway. Kennedy's first possession down the court, and that is number 10 with the ball, Imani Saide. Now at the top of the key to number 23, that's Samantha Husting. And down low to number 20, that is Linnea Zeibel. Now Zeibel gets it back to number 10, Imani. And down the corner, and there's a turnover by Kennedy. Ball gets away from Husting, and now to the front court. That is Turek. Number 21 in the corner, turns back outside the arc. Gets it to Kendall Coley, and she takes a big 3 from the top of the key. And it is missed, and now the rebound to number 15. That is Zahia March. Keep an eye on her. She's got 17.2, and she tries to do a turnaround move. Great defense there by number 31, Shayla Miller. Turning away March. That is a key matchup, is the St. Louis Park defense against her right there. And there is a travel on March. Already the 3rd turnover in the game. And that's why we have no score. 2 turnovers by both teams. No, there was a missed shot. So 1 turnover for St. Louis Park, 2 so far for Kennedy. Okay, here comes St. Louis Park, their 3rd trip down the court. Still no score. Big pass over to Turek into the corner. Back out to Miller, now to Kendall Coley. She passes on the 3 that time, but Shayla Miller lets it go off the front of the rim. Rebound. Ball now in number 10, Imani's head. She's the point guard. She directs the traffic, and she pulls up onto the outside there. Still with the ball, dribbling, being guarded closely by Kendall Coley, and now she palmed the ball, and another turnover, the 4th for Kennedy, but St. Louis Park has yet to take advantage of it. Still 0-0. Coming up on the first 2 minutes into the match. Over to the right side, Kendall Coley, way down low to Turek, and the short jumper from the side, off the mark. She follows the shot, gets her own rebound, again off the mark, rebound by March. Reach in foul on Shayla No, that's number 14, Sophie Lindsay Olsen. Excuse me. She gets a foul there, the reach in. That's her first personal. But it's another turnover there, and that is the first foul of the game against the Orioles. 0 fouls so far on Kennedy. Okay, into the front court now. That is Imani Saeed-El. 5'6" senior point guard for Kennedy. She stops, pops, shoots, off the mark. Rebound though. Shot back up, block, and Kennedy still has possession. Imani with it again at the top of the key. Being guarded closely by Jordan Turek. Way out across the arc there. Now Imani at the top of the key. That is number 34, Mahale Singleton Buchanan. 5'10" senior forward. Now Imani with it. What a difference in height advantage when Coley guards her in. Oh, March with the jump shot. So March, their leading scorer, gets 2 points, and she averages 17.2 per game. Inside now for the Orioles, and that is a stolen. Taken away there from number 15, Sophie Ullman. Now to the front court. There's Imani, big jump shot from the outside, and she hits. Is that a 3? No, just a 2. Now it's quickly 4-0 Kennedy. They've been beaten twice earlier this season, just in the last 5 weeks. And I think they're tired of losing to them. They're the number 5 seed, St. Louis Park the number 4 seed, and Kendall Coley shot off the mark and almost a turnover. But Marsh now has it into the front court. Now she hands it off to Imani, and March will go into their offense here. Man-to-man defense by the Orioles. Arsenio Richardson usually plays man-to-man with his team here. Now over to the far side, almost intercepted by Turek. But that is Malega, and she's called for a travel. That's the 5th turnover on the Kennedy Eagles, but they are up 4-0 here. First 4.5 minutes, and here's the replay to the right side with Imani's nice jump shot. Look at that form, in it goes. 2 points there, so now St. Louis Park, still no score for them. Now inside, and the shot taken by number 23, Reagan Alexander. Just a freshman, drew the foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Alexander averaging 7.8 points per game, her high of 19. So any of the 5 girls out there can have a big night. Olsen has had 23 for a game high, Ullman 19. Jordan Turks had 28 game high. Shayla Miller's had 19 for a game high. Kendall Coley 14 game high. Scoring can come from all of these girls, and it will take them a while to warm up, but once they get hot, they are hot. And they will get hot. Inside there's March, her shot off the backboard and rebound to the Orioles. That is number 31 with it, Shayla Miller. And there's the shot from the outside, and there she drains it. Number 11. That is Taya Hayden off the bench. The senior finally gets St. Louis Park on the board here. Almost 5 minutes into the first half, but they're only down 1 with that 3. She rattled that home nicely. Okay, now into the front court, Imani now gets it in there to number 20. That's Zebol. Back out to Imani. Imani directing traffic, being guarded by Sophie Ullman, I should say, and now back. Nice ball movement by Kennedy, and the shot, oh, it just goes in. March, she's got 4, and Kennedy's up 6-3. Now back into the front court for the Orioles. Over to the left side to number 15, that's Ullman. Outside, number 31, her 3-point shot is off. That's Shayla Miller. Rebound Orioles though, inside, and a foul, and the ball goes in. Number 23, Reagan Alexander, will go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hard rebound off Miller's shot. Then look at that nice pass in there by Hayden. Hayden's pass made that happen. Hayden making her impact here off the bench, comes in, rattles a 3, then has a beautiful assist down low, allowing Reagan Alexander to draw the foul and to go to the line. 6-5 here. Clock stopped at 12:56. And Alexander completes the 3-point play, and we're tied at 6. Nice response there by the Orioles. Okay, still man-to-man, but very tight defense. Kendall Coley right there at the timeline to meet March. March now playing the role of point guard. Gets it over to number 24. That is Kiana Cox, 9th grader. Rebound now here. Now the Orioles into the front court. That's Shayla Miller. Down low look to Kendall Coley, and she nails the 5-foot jumper from the side, and that draws a timeout from Kennedy at 12:27 to go here. And the Orioles have their first lead here at 8-6. So we're just here underway with the quarterfinal of the 6 quadruple A playoffs for Metro West girls. Other action going on tonight in this bracket includes Hopkins is the number 1 ranked. They are hosting Minneapolis Washburn as we speak also. And so the winner of this game will play the winner of that game at noon at Roosevelt High School on March 3rd. Then the bracket below them is number 3 Minneapolis South is hosting Robbinsdale Armstrong. They're the number 6 seed. And that winner will play the winner of number 2 Wayzata, who is hosting Minneapolis Southwest. All these games going on right now. The winner of that game will play at 1:30 at Roosevelt High School this Saturday. Okay, back underway here. Clock running at 12:20 to go here, first half. Kennedy now down 2, and Imani now in the front court. Drives the lane, dishes it off to number 13. That is Amaya Graff, and her shot off the mark. Rebound, Shayla Miller. Big pass down to Hayden. Hayden drives the lane, takes a shot, no foul. Ball off the mark. Now March on the fast break, 2-on-2. She pulls up though, as she didn't have the numbers at that point. Now Imani, nice fake, out to March, wide open at the free throw line, and she nails it. Wow, she is a great shooter. I see why she's averaging 17.2. She's got great touch. Unbelievable touch there. Tied at 8, pass in below, intended for Kendall Coley. She couldn't handle it, and now March has it. Coming into the front court, she drives the lane all the way, takes the shot, takes a hit, no call. They're letting them play underneath, as they should here in the playoffs. No cheap fouls tonight. Hayden now drives the baseline, and it's taken away by Kennedy's number 24, but then she gives it away out of bounds. That's Kiana Cox, 5'8" junior. Great action here in the first half. Look at this camera angle, March. Look at that nice move there, off the mark though. Very talented player there. Okay, back underway here. Quarterfinal playoffs. One of these teams is playing their last game of the year. Kennedy lost twice before, just recently, just by 5 points 8 days ago. They definitely want to not lose 3 times, and there's a travel on Imani. Number 10 there for the Kennedy Eagles, turns it over. Kennedy has had almost approaching 10 turnovers here this early, and so far it hasn't hurt him. But sooner or later, those turnovers are going to start to hurt him. So we're tied at 8 now. Orioles now with the ball and bring it across the timeline. That is number 15, Sophie Ullman. Ullman now down low to Reagan Alexander. She drives and draws the foul. Getting her was number 13. That's Amaya Graff, 5'10" junior. Here's that nice replay. Look at that camera angle. Love that from the baseline. Yep, got her with the body. There's the ref, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Reagan Alexander's been at the line a lot already today. I think this is her 4th or 5th free throw. She misses that one. But she'll get a second one since she was fouled in the act of shooting. And that ball also rattles away. Rebound to Kennedy. Oh, and no, they turn it over. Saving it was Kiana Cox, but she stepped out of bounds, according to the referee on the sideline. So again, another turnover for the Eagles. It's got to be close to 10 at this point. It's amazing they're not down more, actually, with that many turnovers. St. Louis Park has not been able to convert. But now they're starting to score, so if the turnover ratio continues like this, St. Louis Park should win easily. Okay, Kendall Coley gets it down to Ullman. Ullman now finds a wide open Shayla Miller, and she decides to, boy, I didn't see the travel, but they call it a travel. Let's see if she established a pivot foot. Yeah. She never really did establish a pivot foot. Maybe that was the issue. Kind of rocked it just as she caught it. That's a tough call, though. Okay, now into the front court. Imani, number 10, being guarded closely by Ullman, and almost a turnover, carrying. Nice job there, controlling that ball there was number 13. That is Amaya Graff. Now Imani at the front, at the top, I should say, on the right side. Big fake, and the jump shot partially blocked by Turek, and she gets the rebound, and she's off to the races. Ball in front, down low to Ullman, and she puts in the left-handed layup. What great teamwork. Miller to Coley to Ullman. That is how a fast break should be run. Textbook. All passes, no dribbles. Unbelievable. Well done. And they've got a 2-point lead. Now in the front court is Kennedy's number 11. That's Ayu Yabu. She is a senior 5'8" guard. And there's another turnover. And here's Ullman with a breakaway layup from the right side. Now they're up 4 from the right side. She hits the layup, and previous to that, she hit a left-handed layup with the left hand. She is fundamentally sound basketball player. Sophie Ullman getting the last 4, and there's a drive, and drawing a foul is Imani, the senior point guard. Here's that. Look at that. One dribble. Unbelievable. What a pass. Kendall Coley, the 9th grader, with the big assist. Well-coached team there by Arsenio Richardson. Now at the line is Imani, and her free throw off the mark. Looking up her stats here. Imani averages 6.5 points per game with a high of 16, and her second free throw attempt is also off the back rim and off the mark. So Kennedy unable to capitalize on the foul, and now Shayla Miller, tried to thread the needle down to Turk. Ball got away from her, but then number 14, Lindsay Olsen, now she's gonna get hot. All these shooters for St. Louis Park are streaky, and they're all getting hot. But boy, Imani comes down and banks one in. They allowed her to penetrate way too far, so a little lax on defense there by the Orioles. Allowing Imani to penetrate, they're gonna wanna stop that. Now, Ullman from way outside, off the mark. And rebound goes to March, and a reach-in foul by number 14, Lindsay Olsen. That'll be the 3rd team foul as we just crossed the halfway point of the first half. Oh, that was a beautiful camera angle. There was Shayla Miller. She was trying to thread the needle, but that really wasn't there. A bounce pass might have been more effective, but that was still from a long way away. So a little anxious there, turnover, but the Orioles lead by 4, their largest of the evening here. Now March into the front court, gives it up, and a big shot off the rim, taken by number 23, Samantha Husting. They get the rebound, and March puts it in. That's 8 for her. She averages 17.2. Now Kendall Coley into the front court, being guarded by March. Turek looks at a shot. Now Coley over to, that is Alexander, and she turns it over. Imani now has in the front court. She stops, pops, shoots, and scores. That's a 2. 14-12 now. Shayla Miller. Action is really heating up here in St. Louis Park. Reagan Alexander drives, shoots, and draws the foul, and gets the shot. And she'll go to the line for a 3-point play. Wow, back and forth here tonight. Both teams have really heated up after there was no scoring whatsoever the first 2 to 3 minutes, and now there's Reagan Alexander muscling that ball up there. She has been tough underneath. She's drawn 3 fouls. She's getting beaten up, going to the line. She's about 50% from the line. That needs to get a little better. The Orioles don't want to waste those free throws. Here's March. Look at that look. What a great fake there. That subtle fake with the shoulder, and just bang right up there. She is talented and very deserving of her 7.2 points per game. Okay, Reagan Alexander completes the 3-point play, 17-14. First half quarterfinal playoffs. Metro West 6 quadruple A playoffs. Okay, now Kennedy being harassed there by Turek. Now to the front, that's on top of the key, that's Imani. Now over to the left side, she's being guarded by Hayden. Now Kennedy, that's number 11. Yahoo now to the right side, shot off the mark, taken by number 20. That was Linnea Zebo. Rebound to Shayla Miller, into the front court to Kendall Coley. Coley looks in and anxious getting it, trying to get it to Reagan Alexander, but then Kennedy gives it right back, and you can see Imani's frustration. She knows that is not going to help them win this game, turning that ball over. Very, very frustrating. So now Kendall Coley takes a seat. See who came in. Here's that replay. March, look at that, bang. Nice player right there. She is worth watching this game. Very talented. Okay, now St. Louis Park. Kendall, that's Reagan Alexander. Sophie Ullman, looking. Kennedy also in the man-to-man. Might be a matchup, man-to-man. Okay, or matchup zone, I should say. Ullman with it. Lots of intense defense by Kennedy. And there is the blocked by number 11, Yabu, into March's hand. March takes it all the way, tries the layup as she goes to the right. What great body control she has. Puts it in smoothly as while she was going away from the basket and banks it in. Eagles now just down one. Turek now gives it up to Hayden in the corner. She drives baseline, takes the jump shot, misses everything. Rebound goes to number, I think that's Turek. Yes, Jordan Turek gets the big rebound, and she'll go to the line. Here's March. Watch her go to the right. Bang. Off the board and in. She's got 10 of the 16 points. And Jordan Turek rattles that first one in. Fast-moving first half here, not a lot of fouls. Kennedy has 5, however. St. Louis Park has 3 team fouls. And foul trouble, number 23, Samantha Hustings. This last foul on Turek, that was her 3rd personal, so let's see if she's even in the game right now. Doesn't like, nope, she is not. So they're gonna save her to the second half. They don't want her to draw 4th here in the first. Okay, now March with the ball. Into the corner to number 20, that is Zebel. Back out to Imani, directing traffic. Out to greet her is Yabu, I should say. Yabu with it, gives it right back to Imani. Kendall Coley back in the game on defense, way out. She's like 5'11". On the 5, guarding the 5-6. Okay, now they're in a 1-2-2 zone. Just noticed that, and that confused Kennedy, and that's why there was a timeout taken by their coach, Quinton Johnson. So St. Louis Park, I didn't recognize it right away, my apologies, but St. Louis Park came out in the 2-2-1 zone, or the 1-2-2 zone, so they had Kendall Coley out there to try to block the ball in. It's kind of a little bit of a trappish kind of zone defense, and so good timeout taken there by Johnson. His team did not recognize it, and that's why their offense was sputtering there, and they looked confused, so good timeout used there by Johnson here with 5:55 to go here in the first half. Good game here. Orioles only up 3 right now, despite approximately 10 turnovers by the Kennedy Eagles. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Hopkins, the number 1 seed, taking on Minneapolis Washburn. That's over at the Hopkins High School. There's some fans here at the game. Good crowd on hand for this quarterfinal playoff. 6 quadruple A. Number 4 against number 5. All right, back underway here, just under 6 minutes, and that is Marsh with the ball. Number 15. Still with it, being guarded by Kendall Coley. Now St. Louis Park is in the man-to-man, so they are going to try to confuse the Kennedy Eagles. And now Imani being guarded by Ullman closely. Coley now, and they are playing a matchup zone is what they're doing. So they're staying in their zones for the most part, but they're playing man-to-man when the player's in their zone. You can see Kendall Coley's always out at front. So she'll pass her off. And, ooh, almost a traveler by Imani. She may have dragged her foot. Marsh now from outside over Kendall Coley, and Coley did alter her shot, and that's why they have her out there, is to prevent those threes and there is a foul. And that is on, the foul was committed upon Jordan Turek. Look at that nice pass, and oh, maybe they call it on Turek. Turek, yep. Turek draws that foul, so that is their 4th team. Turk's first personal. So now let's see what defense the Orioles are in here as Imani crosses the timeline. It looks like they're back in the 1-2-2 zone now. So they have switched it up twice in the last time down the court. And there's a nice ball wide open. Was number 13, Graff, but unable to convert. But the rebound gets back to the Kennedy Eagles anyway. So there's Marsh over to the left side to Imani. Imani all the way across court to Yabu. Yabu to Marsh. Marsh to Imani, and she launches the three from the corner off the mark. And we got a foul and a hold. Going to be called on St. Louis Park. Getting the rebound, foul is on Turk, so that's her second, team fifth. And Turk will take a rest here with 4.5 to go, along with Hayden. And into the match now for his number 40, Faith Johnson. And now Imani fakes the shot, drives left, and she gets fouled by Reagan Alexander. So now Kennedy is in the bonus. This will be a 2-point shot, however, but that is St. Louis Park's 6th foul. So just a moment ago, they only had 3, and they just racked up 3 more here in just a few minutes. And so Kennedy is in the bonus going forward. Let's see if that changes their offensive strategy. Could cause them to drive more, to try to draw more fouls before the shot to get those 1-and-1s. So first one made by Imani draws the Eagles to within 2. It's a good shot of Imani Saidel. And her second is off the mark. Rebound, Alexander. And that is Shayla Miller, number 31. Miller over to the left side to Kendall Coley. Stops, pops, shoots off the front of the rim. Rebound to Kennedy. And it's going to be a jump ball. Struggling there for it was Graff for the Eagles and Reagan Alexander. And the possession arrow favored Kennedy. So that will switch for the next one. Now out is Yabu for the Eagles, and in is number 34, that Maleha Singleton Buchanan, the senior, 5'10", to bring some height into the offense for the Kennedy Eagles. Now Marsh with it. She's got 10 already tonight. Over to the left side, big shot by Megan, and she nails that 3. And they just brought her in, I believe. That was a design play and couldn't come at a better time. That puts the Eagles up by 1. Now down low, Ullman drives the baseline. Johnson, oh, and her 3-foot jumper rattles out. It was halfway in. Now here comes Imani. She dribbles it right off her knee, and that's going to be a turn. Oh my goodness. What? Did that hit a Oriole? My goodness. Oh, here's that 3-point shot by Megan. Look at that. Guns it from the hip. Puts the Eagles up by 1. 3:44 to go here. Kennedy now inbounds underneath their own basket. Here's this replay, and it went off her foot, and maybe it touched Reagan Alexander there. Probably did. Not a lot of protest from her or any of her teammates, so good call by the ref. All right, at the top of the key, that's number 20. That's Zeebol. Zeebol, ball goes off St. Louis Park. So at the beginning of the game, there was a lack of scoring. There was no score after the first 2 minutes. Then there was a ton of scoring, and now it has slowed down quite a bit. A lot more fouling. It's getting a lot rougher out there. All right, inbounds pass successful to March. March now being guarded by Kendall Coley. They are in a matchup zone. It looks like, nope, they're playing straight man-to-man. Kendall Coley on March. Imani now, ball almost taken away by Hayden. Imani takes her with the dribble, can't convert on the short jumper. Now, underneath, and oh, they're gonna call foul on St. Louis Park. I thought it was gonna be a jump ball. Wow, big call there. Let's see the replay with the rebound. Comes off, and no one quite grabs it, except Imani does. I don't see the foul. Oh, there was a little elbow there by Imani. Huh. So Imani, the end of all of that is Imani was fouled by Reagan Alexander. That's her second personal. That's team 7th. So that's the 1-and-1. So, and Imani converts, and it's a 2-point lead for the Eagles. So them being in the bonus is now proving to be beneficial for the Eagles and hurtful to the Orioles. And her second one, she makes both. And now the Eagles have their biggest lead since early on. 3 points, 22-19, and now they put the double team in the corner. Nice job there by number 34, Megan Singleton Buchanan, the senior 5'10". She's making her presence known. She drained that three, and now in the corner, she had the Orioles trapped. And nice escape move by the Orioles, just banging the ball off the opponent's knee, out of bounds, just to get some relief. But they had her trapped. All right, inbounds pass. Shayla Miller turns it over on the inbounds pass. Now March has it. Here come the Eagles over the court, over to Imani. She takes a big three. She's feeling it. I thought that ball went in, and now they're calling another foul on Shayla Miller. They're going to call her with a push underneath. Let's see. Right here. There's the shot. Where's Miller? Oh, my goodness. Well, maybe with her left hand on her shoulder, but boy, that's touchy. When I thought they were letting him play, that's not letting them play. Because she got all ball with her right hand, and I think her left hand just touched her shoulder, but it didn't impact the play at all. So now another 1-and-1, and Kennedy is starting to convert. The Orioles, by getting into foul trouble, have just given Kennedy the opportunity to take 4 points for free at the free throw line. Now, Shayla Miller tries to answer on the fouls, and her three goes off the mark, out of bounds, and that ball will now go to Kennedy. So Kennedy on a little bit of a run here. They were down 19-18, and now they're on a 6-point run with the ball. 2:35 to go. Here comes Imani and March. Imani and March, they run the show for the Eagles. Number 5th ranked, up on the 4th ranked Orioles, now down low. Oh, that was a walk, and they did catch it. Nice call by the ref. Number 13 did change her pivot foot. Anaya Graff, she got caught there in the lane. Here's the replay. Yep, she moved that right foot, which was already her pivot foot. So great defense. That tenacious defense by the Orioles caused that turnover. So now the Orioles need to get on the board. It's been a while since they've scored. Kennedy has rattled off 6 consecutive points, 4 of them from the free throw line. And March comes up and takes the ball almost away from Lindsay Olsen. And now here comes Imani with it. Turnover to the Orioles, and Imani in the front court. Over to Megan Buchanan. She drains her second three of the half. And off comes the bench. Off the bench comes Quentin Johnson. Look at this. Look at Imani running the show. Great body control at the dribble, and sees the open player. Megan Singleton Buchanan, the 5'10" senior, drains that three. And the Eagles are up by 8 here. 1:55 to go. Great playoff action here from St. Louis Park. I'm Robert Christensen, happy to be along with you for the ride. This is great basketball action. Hang around for the second half. It's always entertaining. Your Orioles are 17-9. They got a really good team, but they are getting all they want here from Kennedy. Even though the Orioles have beaten them twice early in the year, that's almost a bad thing. Because that's extra motivation, I'm sure. The Kennedy Eagles are going, we're not going to let them beat them a third time. And so it's going to be a tough fight here for the Orioles, but they definitely have the talent, and let's see what they can do here. They've got to stop the run here by the Eagles. Now Kendall Coley sees Shayla Miller. She takes the three, and she nails it. That's her first one, and watch her get hot. And she draws the Orioles to within 5. 1.5 minutes to go. Imani into the front court. Coley on her. And now they're in the matchup zone again. Yep, Coley will stay at the top. So they are doing a nice job mixing up their defenses. Reagan Alexander, look at the battle with her and March underneath. Reagan Alexander really playing great defense, fronting it, trying to prevent March from getting the ball. There goes March down below. Imani's looking for her, but she'll take the drive. Stopped by Coley. She has to get it out to Megan. Megan drags her pivot foot. Another turnover by Kennedy. Let's see if the Orioles can make them pay. There it is. And yeah, just a little bit of a shuffle there before she established her dribble. That's a travel. So nice officiating tonight by the refs. By and large, they're doing a good job so far. Calling him an even on both sides. Okay, now the Orioles. Shayla Miller just drained a three. Now to Sophie Ullman in the corner and almost taken away by number 13, doing a nice job on defense. That's Anaya Graff, the junior 6-footer for the Eagles. Eagles had some height too. Great matchup here, and it should be number 4 versus number 5 in the 6 quadruple A Metro West Conference for girls basketball. And Kendall Coley takes the shot, and she drains it. Wow, what a great shot. She drove on March, pulled up and drained that. That is a tough shot from that distance. The 8 to 7 foot range. She rattles it in, and now they're just down 3. Now below the shot there taken by number 20, Z-Ball, and rebound. Now the Orioles are on a run. 4-0 run after giving up an 8 or 9-0 run by Kennedy. Seesaw battle here in this quarterfinal playoff. Kendall Coley now with it. And Kennedy is in a new defense for the first time, a 2-3 zone. Let's see how Miller looking back to Coach Richardson for some guidance. Now Coley with it. So St. Louis Park, Coley lets it fly. Off the mark. And that is the end of the first half with your score, St. Louis Park trailing 24 to 27. Come on back for the exciting second half.
You're always trying to keep your kids safe, right? What about preventing concussion? Concussion can happen anywhere, on a sports field, at the park, even at home. So you need to know the ABCs. Assess the situation, be alert for signs and symptoms, and contact a healthcare professional. Most kids recover completely, but seek care to help them get better faster. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. Keep kids safe. It's as simple as ABC.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Right now, you are looking live at St. Louis Park High School Gymnasium, where we are about to begin the second half of this quarterfinal matchup in the Metro West Girls 6 Quadruple A playoffs. Right now, Kennedy has a 3-point lead on the St. Louis Park Orioles. Earlier this year, if you're just joining us, we mentioned that the Orioles beat the Kennedy Eagles. There's a good look at Coach Richardson. That's Arsenio Richardson, his first year, and he's doing a great job with the Orioles at 17-9. But they find themselves down by 3, and as I was mentioning, they have beaten the Eagles twice in the last 5 weeks. They beat them by 20 in late January, and just about a week ago, they beat them by only 5 right here in this gymnasium. So the Eagles have come out fighting, and they're up by 3, but we're about to begin the second half. The Orioles in dark uniforms, the Eagles in white, and the Orioles will start it off. That is Shayla Miller will be at the top of the key. She'll be running the show, and quickly here, Kennedy is in a 1-3-1 zone, and that was something different, and now March has it. If you're just joining us, she's their leading scorer in the season, and she's leading tonight with at least 10. We don't have up-to-date stats on all that, but she's got at least 10, and there's a foul quickly on Shayla Miller. She gets number 20, that's Linnea Zeebel, 6-foot junior, will go to the line. So Miller, that is her second personal foul. That's, of course, the first team foul here in the second half. So Kennedy at the line. Just underway here, second half in this quarterfinal, and Zeebel's shot rims out, but she'll get a second one since she was fouled in the act of shooting. Great seesaw battle in the first half. Started out with very little scoring, then St. Louis Park got out to a 6 or 7 point lead, then Kennedy came back and had an 8-point lead, and St. Louis Park was closing that gap as the half ended. And now here's their first shot in the second half, taken by Shayla Miller from 3-point land, off the mark. But the rebound gets to Ullman, and her drive off the mark. So St. Louis Park cold shooting, just as they were at the beginning of the game. So, but they will heat up just as they were at the end of the second half, but they don't want to get too far down to Kennedy. Kennedy's problems were too many turnovers in the first half. They're lucky to even have a lead. And that is Imani. She's their point guard. Nice job there with the ball, getting out of trouble. And now there is March, number 15, Zariah March. Gives it up to Imani, the point guard. That's number 10, Imani Saidel. Now that is Megan Singleton Buchanan, number 34. She had 2 big threes in the first half and played some great defense. And now underneath the Marsh, and she lays it in. Wow, what a smooth layup that was by Zariah March. 5-point lead now for the Eagles, and they're off to a good start. But Ullman found all alone underneath. What a great look by Jordan Turek. Saw it, and she drilled that ball in there crisply to Sophie Ullman, and she puts in 2 right underneath. So nice job there by the Orioles, and now they are just down 3. Kennedy into the front court. That is Imani. Imani drives the lane, comes in with the scoop shot, and she lays it in. Nice drive. She goes right by Sophie Ullman. Goes to her left, then comes back to her right and lays it in nicely. 5-point lead now for the Eagles. Now Kendall Coley takes a big 3 off the front of the rim. So the Orioles are a little cold here first half. Now March gives it up to Megan Singleton Buchanan. Back to March, and she finds a wide open underneath. Linnea Zebel coming off the screen, and the lower block gets the feed from March. And now they are up 6, the Eagles that is. Okay, Orioles into the front court. They're 2-0 against the Kennedy Eagles, but they have their hands full here early in the second half in the quarterfinal playoff, and they're at home. Cross-court pass handled by Turk. Coley takes the shot from the side, off the mark. Rebound though, Shayla Miller was able to get by number 23, Samantha Husting, who did not do a good job boxing her out, and Miller made her pay with that rebound layup. Eagles now up by 5. Imani into the front court. Kendall Coley playing great defense on Zanaya March. Imani now with it. She looks to drive on Sophie Ullman, comes all the way in. Her shot off the mark. Rebound though to number 20, Zebel, and then March takes a shot. That's off the mark. Now Megan off the mark for 3-point land, but another rebound for Kennedy. Oh, they're killing him on the offensive boards. Megan with another 3, this time off the mark, and finally Shayla Miller gets the rebound. And she'll bring it right up the court, off to Sophie Ullman. Back to Jordan Turk from 3-point land, and she nails it. What a sequence of passes there by the Orioles. Cool, calm, and collected, and that woman right there, Jordan Turk, nails that 3. What a beautiful sequence that was. All right, now March into the front court. Now it's just a 2-point lead for the Eagles. March now. Over to Megan Singleton Buchanan, now to 23, that is Husting. And now another turnover, intercepted by Lindsay Olsen, number 14. She brings it down inside the free throw line. Her jump shot off the mark. Rebound now March. March tries to get by Shayla Miller, and Miller got her with the hip. Draws the foul. And there's no way. Here's that sequence there to Jordan Turk, and bango. Great camera work. What a nice shot there by Jordan Turk. And she is the steady influence on that team. She's the senior leadership. Although she's just a sophomore, she has a lot of poise out there. Cooley hits that 3. Brings St. Louis Park to within 2. 13:30 to go here, second half. Winner will play Saturday against the winner of Hopkins and Minneapolis. Now big shot from Megan Buchanan. That is off the mark. So she starts out the second half cold when she made 2 threes in a row in the first half. Now, number 14 with it. Lindsay Olsen over to Reagan Alexander, just a 9th grader. Alexander gives it to Faith Johnson, down to the corner. Lindsay Olsen takes the shot, off the rim. Nice rebound by Reagan Alexander, and she puts it in and draws the foul. The 3rd time tonight, she is going to the line to convert a 3-point play. And look at that shot by Lindsay Olsen, and look at the positioning, the rebounding there by Reagan Alexander. That is awesome. great training reel. There she is. She is playing tough underneath. Let me tell you what. That is one tough player there, Reagan Alexander. Taking the fouls underneath, and they are hard fouls. Okay, for the and one, and off the mark. Rebound to Megan Buchanan. She gives it to Zariah March. March being guarded by Faith Johnson. She blows by Johnson. Dribble, bounce, pass over to number 20, Siebel, and wow, that was unbelievable there by March. Oh, just blew by Faith Johnson, and then what a nice feed with the bounce pass underneath the Husting. Really good stuff here tonight. Stay tuned. It's great basketball action here in this quarterfinal playoff in Section 6 Quadruple A. And that shot is off the mark. And here comes Zanaya March. Just up 2 now. They started with a 3-point lead at the beginning of the second half. March now being guarded by Faith Johnson. Johnson now forces her to go back, and now she'll drive again and gives it up to number 24. Kiana Cox's shot is off the mark. Rebound Sophie Ullman, and she's looking to push up the floor, as she does to Olsen to Reagan Alexander, and another textbook fast break. Wow! And they tie it up on that. That's twice they've made it on 3 passes. Actually, just 2. No, 3, with hardly any dribbles. Now Imani turns it over. Faith Johnson intercepts it, and oh, Faith. She gives it back right away. She needed to hold that ball. God, she did a great job intercepting it. And then she had no help around her, and she dribbled it. And she's not a point guard, so next time, hopefully, she'll just hold it. So they give 2 right back to the Eagles, but now they're in the front court. Reagan Alexander drives the lane, and she gets hit. No call. My goodness, she got assaulted there by Kiana Cox. I mean, it was either going to be a charge or a block, but it was clearly going to be a block. She did not have position, but no call there. But no harm because the Orioles did get 2 out of that sequence anyway. Now, Kennedy in the front court, and Monty takes a big 3. Off the mark, Johnson with position on March, and she out-rebounds her, and the ball out of bounds on March, so now it will go to the Orioles. Orioles now substituting here on the side out, and the Orioles are going to face a full court press now by Kennedy. Coach Quentin Johnson is now going to try to put the heat on the Orioles, and they are full court pressing, trapping in the deep backcourt, and the Orioles do a nice job getting it over the timeline just in time. Now they get it down to Reagan Alexander, and they broke that full court press. Nice coaching job there by Arsenio Richardson. And here comes Kennedy now, back on the other end. Back out to number 24. Kiana Cox's shot is off the mark. Jordan Turk with the rebound, and she starts up court. Ball taken away by Kennedy on the steal, and what do we got? Wow, what action. We got a rugby scrum, and a timeout was called by Arsenio Richardson as St. Louis Park had possession before the Eagles could get their hands on it. So nice job on the timeout there taken by Arsenio Richardson. And the Orioles now have taken the lead at 2. Okay, there are our 6 Quadruple A girls basketball playoffs. And the winner of this game, number 4 and number 5, will take on the winner of Hopkins, Minneapolis, Washburn, which is going on right now in Hopkins. And that game will be this Saturday at noon. So all the Oriole fans, come out to that game. You've got a nice team here this year. They're 17-9. That is a very good record. They got a lot of young talent. They've got a smart coach. And they play exciting basketball. They are out to run that ball. It is never a dull moment with the St. Louis Park Oriole girls varsity team here this year. Okay, Shayla Miller now out on top to Kendall Coley. Being guarded by March. Great action here tonight. Oh, nice pass down to Kendall Coley, and she nails the jumper. What a pass. I think that was Jordan Turek. And now St. Louis Park opens up a 4-point lead here. Just below 10 minutes to go here. Now March, Zayaya March, she is their best shooter and scorer, averaging 17.2 per game, and she is nearing that tonight. She now gives the ball up to Imani. And Buchanan sets the screen, and oh, she's gonna take the three, and Hayden, oh my, she gets caught on the reach in. Oh, that was close. She's scratching her head there. Let's see this. Boy, she quick. Watch this. Let's see. Boy, I think she got all ball, huh? Yeah, Hayden does not like it. Anyway, so play underway. That's the 13th foul for the Orioles. Now big miss there by March and out of bounds. So another great defensive sequence by the St. Louis Park squad here. And let's see, Kennedy, just a little token pressure this time. Imani now up guarding Shayla Miller. And let's see if the Eagles are gonna continue to play man-to-man. Oh, looks like they are this time down. Now Turk gets it over to Hayden, and she big looping three-pointer off the rim. Imani with the rebound. She comes over the timeline. Pulls up at the free throw line, still with the ball dribbling. Now she'll turn back and she drives the lane on the left side, gives it up to number 20, Leanna Zeebel. Takes the feed from Imani, and Kennedy now draws within two. 41-39, under 9 to go here. Second half, quarterfinal playoffs. Now, Reagan Alexander. Nice bounce pass down to Shayla Miller. Now over to Turk, and she'll shoot a three from the top of the key, and she rattles it home. That's her second three of the night. And now her lead with the Orioles is up 5 with that shot. March now in the front court. Let's see if the Eagles can answer. They're looking a little bit rattled right now, and Imani drives, draws the foul. The block on Reagan Alexander. Let's see how many that is for her. Here's this replay. Look at Jordan Turk, just cool as a cucumber. Look at that shot, the follow through. Great camera work there. I'm Robert Christensen here for ParkTV 16 Sports on location, St. Louis Park. Broadcasting live here, taped live. And that shot rattles in for Imani. 4-point lead now for the Orioles. And we have some substitutions. Reagan Alexander will take a much-needed break. She's been working hard tonight. Also sitting down is Taya Hayden, who's come in and played well, very well off the bench. And Imani rattles that in, so 3-point lead for the Orioles. We got a whistle. And that's a whistle for substitution. Imani will take a breather. Coming in for her is Samantha Husting, number 23. And Imani is really having a great night. She is a fun player to watch as well for the Eagles. So now into the front court with a 3-point lead are the Orioles, and that is Sophie Ullman. Ullman, number 15, gets it over to Jordan Turk. Shayla Miller fakes the shot, gives it up to Turk. Boy, Ullman was wide open there for a second. But Megan for the Eagles got over there to take care of that. Now Kendall Coley in the corner. Gives it up to Shayla Miller, who's open at the three-point land, and big rebound off the mark. March has it. What great body control and dribbling. She comes all the way down, but she'll pull back now behind the arc. And looking for someone to pass to, gets it down to number 20. That's Husting. Now March has it. She drives. Look at that drive. That's the highlight of the night right there. She went right around them like she was Dr. J. Wow. What a shot by her. Great basketball action here on this game. And March now with the steal. They're down 1. She takes it all the way on Kendall Coley, and she scores. That's 4 in a row for her. And she wills the Eagles to a 1-point lead. 7:17 to go here, second half. Into the front court now. Shayla Miller gives it up to Turk. And she takes her third three of the night, and this one does not go in. She's 2 for 3. From three-point land. Now Shayla Miller takes a three off the front of the rim. Rebound, number 23 for the Eagles, Samantha Husting, and she'll bring it into the front court with Imani taking a breather here. Now Mage, and Imani now is already coming in. You can see her kneeling in front of the scores table. And now we have a timeout taken by Coach Quinton Johnson. He wants this game badly. You can just tell by his body language. And here's that nice break there by March. Number 15, lighting it up for the Eagles, and they were down by 5, and now they're up 1, and this is great Seesaw playoff basketball. And now here's this drive. Look at that move on Kendall Coley, and then just squeezed right by Jordan Turk and in. That is talent right there. Anaya March. Fun stuff here. Girls basketball, playoff basketball. So the winner of this game, as we mentioned earlier, will play on Saturday at noon, likely against Hopkins. They're the #1 seed. They are perennial all-state participants, so everyone's gunning for them. But right now, St. Louis Park is fighting against a 5-0 run here by the Eagles, and the Eagles called timeout there just to settle things down, even though they had a 1-point lead. Quentin Johnson, the coach, did a nice job there calling that timeout. There he is. He's the one in the jeans, stalking the sideline there. Very animated coach, as is Arsenio Richardson. Both good coaches here. You just tell by the way their teams are playing. They're fighting, very respectful, good sportsmanship, and just great talent on the floor for both teams. All right, back underway here. 6:40 to go here, second half. Eagles holding on to a 1-point lead, but they have the ball. March drives with the left hand and banks it in. Double teamed, and that is unbelievable. She is really starting to light it up. That's 6 in a row. And now another 3-point lead for the Eagles. Now Sophie Ullman into the front court for the Orioles. Gives it up to number 14, that's Lindsay Olson. Now to Reagan Alexander, to Ullman. Ullman with it. And they're in a zone matchup. Turk takes another 3, and she nails her third one tonight. She's 3 for 4. Jordan Turk, the sophomore. She is fun to watch. Oh, she takes a little shot there from Megan Driscoll Buchanan. Both these teams, they want this game badly. Great action here. 47 all, just under 6 minutes to go. Anaya March now with it, and St. Louis Park is now in his zone, a 2-3 zone defense. Mixing it up, trying to confuse the Eagles. And the Eagles look a little bit confused, just passing it around. And now down to Megan Driscoll Buchanan. Singleton Buchanan, my mistake there. Imani now on the front, on top of the key, and they are stagnant. Now, nice bounce pass to March, and that's how you beat a zone in the middle. So nice patience exhibited by the Kennedy Eagles. Took a while to recognize it, and then March came into the middle, and that's exactly how you beat a zone, is in the middle. That's where it's soft. Orioles can't allow that to happen if they're going to continue to play 3-2 zone. But now Sophie Ullman gets the bounce, a nice touch, and timeout taken by Arsenio Richardson. A dramatic timeout taken by him, so he definitely wants to talk to his girls. We're tied at 49 here in this quarterfinal matchup. There is Arsenio Richardson. Explaining about what it is they need to do to stop the Kennedy run here. They had a 5-point lead just moments ago, but Kennedy has come storming back, mostly because of Anaya March. And there is how you find the City of St. Louis Park government offices. Go to their website or like them on Facebook at that Facebook address. Happy to hear any comments, or you can check out all the things that your city does for you, including bringing you these broadcasts of playoff Metro West girls varsity basketball. St. Louis Park Orioles are in a tight one here. Less than 5 to go in this playoff quarterfinal match. Tied at 49. It's been seesaw back and forth. Adding drama to it, again, is that the Orioles have beaten them twice this year, so the Eagles are extra motivated. They don't want to lose 3 times to the Orioles. That is for sure. So buckle your seatbelts. Let's get it going here. Just less than 5. All right, both teams have had a chance to talk it over. Let's see what happens. Eagles with it. That is Imani, number 10. Imani Saeed El, senior 5'6" guard. Will this be her last game tonight? And St. Louis Park in the zone. Imani takes the return pass from March and nails that 3. Wow, was that relaxed shooting. And now the Eagles open up a 3-point lead. Let's see if the Orioles can answer. Shayla Miller drives the lane. Kendall Coley from way out, 3-point land. Reagan Alexander with the big rebound, and she draws the foul, and she'll go to the line and shoot two. Wow, Reagan Alexander is having an extraordinarily great night in there, getting those rebounds. Truly the difference tonight. Look at that kick out. Kendall Coley way out there and just short. She's got a nice shot, but look at Reagan Alexander. 3 Eagles around her, and she gets that rebound. That is talent, and that is what is going to win ball games. So Reagan Alexander at the line. Here's that nice 3 by Imani. Look at that. Follow through, just nails it coolly. Amazing. Love to see those performances when everything is on the line. Lindsey Olsen takes the 3, off the mark. Kendall Coley gets the rebound, almost. And the refs are gonna talk about it, and I think that was the right call, unfortunately for the Orioles. And there is Lindsey Olsen's shot. Big rebound, Coley almost had it. Great technique, not getting called for over the back on Megan Buchanan. But nevertheless, now the Eagles a chance to add to their lead. They're up 3 now, and there is Megan Buchanan with her 3, and oh, it rattles out. It was halfway in. She had 2 converted 3s in the first half, but none in the second. And now Lindsey Olsen tries it again. Even though she missed before, that doesn't faze her. Just, she'll shoot it from the other side, and she gets the 3. Now it's tied at 52. 3:30 to go here. Bounce pass down to Gusting. Off the mark. Rebound, Turek. What a big rebound, and she draws the foul. 13 fouls, so no bonus situation for the Orioles. Wow, look at this shot. Lindsey Olsen having missed. She doesn't faze her at all. Bang! Yep, and she knew it. Look at the confidence, little smirk there. Good for her. Lindsey Olsen ties it up. Big clutch shooting here by the Orioles. Reagan Alexander over to Shayla Miller. Buchanan out there. They're in the matchup zone now, are the Kennedy Eagles. Turek inside to Reagan Alexander. She drives. Oh, and she got hit. Oh, and they did call the foul, and she makes the shot, and she'll go to the line for the 4th time on a 3-point play. Look at this, and she is drawing a big round of applause. She got hit there and made the shot. She is going to have some bruises tomorrow. What a gutsy performance by Reagan Alexander, the freshman. And, oh, little soft off rebound to the Orioles. Lindsey Olsen gets it back to Reagan Alexander. She might be tired out there, folks. And that is Shayla Miller's shot off the mark. Fighting for it on the ground is March. And foul called on Turek. People out of their seats here. What action. 2:52 to go. Foul on Turek. And that is the 6th team foul. So now, keep in mind, Kennedy in the bonus. And that could play a critical role here, as Kennedy has 2 fouls to give, but every Oriole foul is going to end up with Kennedy going to the line. But the Orioles have a 2-point lead here. What a matchup. If you're just joining us, go back and watch from the beginning. This is great action since the very beginning. Ebbs and flows, seesaw battle. Both teams have had the lead. Now down below, nice pass by March, but Gusting, she gets her own rebound and puts it in to tie it up. Approaching 2.5 minutes, and now the Orioles into the front court. Shayla Miller over to Sophie Ullman. Reagan Alexander on the top of the key. Now into Ullman. Ullman spins, now dribbles back out. And gets it over to Shayla Miller. She fakes the shot. Jordan Turk's wide open, and her 3 off the mark. Rebound to the Orioles. Wow, that must have gone off Maliga Singleton Buchanan. Here's the replay with our great camera angle from underneath. And yeah, that is off Kennedy. Great call. Turkin with another 3. Oh, rattles out. Reagan Alexander with another rebound. No foul. Now a whistle and a tee. They're teeing up the Eagles. Imani Oh my goodness, she is upset. She must have said something. And that is going to be a problem. I don't know if that means she's out of the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct is likely going to be the call. The coach for Bloomington, Quentin Johnson, is trying to get the officials' attention as they are now over to the side, talking it over. You can see them, and now there's the coach, Quentin Johnson, and now they're going to come over and explain it to him. There he is. That's Quentin Johnson. We're tied here at 54, folks, and it could not get more dramatic. All right, so there's a technical foul, and Lindsay Olson, the junior, will shoot it, and she misses. So we remain tied at 54, but she's going to get another one, and then it's probably going to be side out. By the way, Imani's going to remain in the game, so it wasn't a foul that would require her disqualification. And Olsen hits the second one, and now the Orioles have a 1-point lead. And they will take the ball side out. That's another consequence of the technical. So with a 1-point lead and the ball, as we approach 2 minutes to go. Winner moves on, loser goes home for the year. And almost intercepted by the Kennedy Eagles. Now over to Turek. Turek with it. Kennedy in the matchup zone defense. There is Mahega and the pass underneath, but we got a whistle away from the ball. Timeout taken by Richardson, the coach for the Orioles. And so 1:49 to go. And looking at the timeout situation, I don't think we have that on the board over there. But with regard to the fouls, Kennedy is in the bonus as the Orioles have 16 fouls and the Eagles have 5 team fouls, so they have 1 foul to give, and that is going to be very important here with 1:49 to go. There's going to be some free throw shots taken here, and it would be interesting to try to keep track to see if free throws are the difference in the next minute and 49. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that it will come down to free throws. So let's see what happens. Big timeout here. There's some timeout entertainment from one of the enthusiastic fans. Throwing some nice breakdance moves. I've heard breakdance is coming back. Around in the early 80s, and it's making a comeback, and that kid is showing his stuff. Nice job. So nice crowd on hand. Kennedy has lots of supporters. You can see them there behind their bench. Lots of great energy here at the gymnasium in St. Louis Park. I'm Robert Christensen, happy to be bringing along the action here on behalf of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Okay, we're about to begin now. Shayla Miller. Kennedy will be in the man-to-man. They usually are when there's throw-ins from underneath your own basket. So yeah, Imani on Olsen. Now, top of the key, Shayla Miller over to Jordan Turek. She started out with 2 out of 3 threes in a row and then nailed a third one, but has missed the last 2. Shayla Miller now, tipped by March. Retrieved by Alexander. Now back to Shayla Miller, almost traveled. Wow, they were calling for traveling there. The fans behind the Kennedy bench certainly were. Could have been. Shayla Miller takes the 3 from the corner, and that is way off the mark. Rebound by Turek, and a foul will be called on number 23, Samantha Husting, and she can't believe it. She is upset, and she comes back. She's really upset, explaining to her coach, and is that her 5th? That is her 5th, so she's coming out. Yep, that's her 5th, so very frustrated. There she is, hands on her hips, not happy. So now coming in for her is Kiana Cox. She's been in earlier. She's got quite a bit of playing time in this game. She's a 5'8" junior. All right, now St. Louis Park will break from their huddle. They are nursing a 1-point lead, but Jordan Turek, the sophomore, at the line. Both teams in the bonus now, but this is a shooting foul, so she'll get 2. And she nails it. Now it's a 2-point lead, 56-54. So we talked about the free throw shooting contest, so that's 1. St. Louis Park is 1 for 1 since that moment at 1:49 to go. And now they have a 2-point lead. Kennedy is yet to go to the line. And she misses that one, though. They're 1 for 2. Kennedy can tie it up or take the lead. This trip down, and here comes their superstar, March. Almost gives it the ball. Taken away by Shayla Miller. Turnover on March. Now into the front court is Turek, and she drives the right side, being guarded by Imani. Picks up her dribble, now to Shayla Miller, now to Sophie Ullman, and we are down below a minute. And she finds Jordan Turek underneath, and she drains it right underneath. What a pass by Sophie Ullman. Timeout taken by the Eagles. The fans are off their feet here at St. Louis Park for the first time. Wow, what a sequence here. Look at Ullman. What great camera angle. It's going to be right in your living room to Jordan Turek, and she lays it in. And the Orioles now have opened up a 4-point lead, which makes it a 2-possession game. 51.3 seconds to go. And Kennedy at one point had an 8-point lead late in the first half. The Orioles came back to cut it to 3. And then after halftime, the Eagles opened up another lead, about 5, and now the Orioles have come storming back and have a 4-point lead with 51.3 to go. So we'll see what happens. Quentin Johnson has got to be talking to them about keeping their poise. A critical technical foul on one of their players. Something she might have said resulted in a technical foul, 2 free throws, one of which were made, and then possession to St. Louis Park, which helped them get back the lead. So it's very important that Kennedy keeps their cool here. They're not out of it, plenty of time left. Okay, and Kiana Cox is in the front court. And that she's being guarded by Hayden. St. Louis Park is in the man-to-man now. And that is Anaya March, leading scorer. And her pass almost intercepted and retrieved again by March. March now picks up her dribble to Imani. Imani drives the left down the lane, comes in. Her shot bounces off the rim. Rebound, 2, and we got a tie ball. Possession arrow is going to favor Kennedy. And now we're down to 22.7 seconds. Time is running out on the Eagles. They lost by 5 8 days ago in this very gym, trying to avoid getting swept by 3, and they have the ball. That's March, 20 seconds to go. Something's got to happen here. She drives, comes in, and her layup off the mark, and they call a charge, and the crowd erupts. Charge on Marsh. Here's the replay. Look at the move on Shayla Miller. Blows right by her, but Reagan Alexander been there all night long. She is the most valuable player tonight for St. Louis Park, and she is hearing it from her teammates and the crowd. They recognize it as well. She dominated on the boards, drew 4 3-point plays, took a lot of hits tonight. Reagan Alexander. And now to the front court is Shayla Miller. She's being chased, and finally they call the foul with 3.3 seconds to go. And that will do it. St. Louis Park will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. They're up by 4. There's no reason to even play defense. It would be impossible for the Eagles to tie or take the lead with 3.3 seconds left. So the Orioles should just back away after this shot and rebound after the miss. And the last shot by Imani goes off the backboard, and that is your ball game. St. Louis Park comes back in the second half to beat Kennedy Eagles 58-54 in this quarterfinal matchup. That means they will move on and play a playoff game at noon this Saturday, March 3rd at Roosevelt High School. They'll take on the winner of Hopkins and Minneapolis Washburn. So For Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone at ParkTV 16 Sports on Location, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.